Imagine one of the most intense chase scenes in the Bible. A massive, furious dragon descends from the sky, hunting a fleeing woman through an ancient landscape. This is the cosmic showdown described in Revelation 12. While the imagery seems like the beginning of a fantasy epic, the text functions as a detailed record of specific events, layering history beneath the apocalyptic symbols. In this vision, the dragon takes the role of Satan, while the woman stands as a collective figure for the early church. Stripping away the allegory reveals a survival story. This passage documents a community facing absolute annihilation and the narrow window they use to escape it. During the 1st century, the early church faced increasing pressure from local authorities in Judea. The situation escalated in 64 AD, when the Great Fire of Rome destroyed much of the imperial capital and triggered a massive political crisis. Emperor Nero needed a scapegoat to deflect public anger, and he pointed his finger at the Christians. The full weight of the Roman Empire was unleashed against the church, leading to a phase of systemic arrests and executions. The dragon's rage represents a two-front geopolitical threat. With both Jewish and Roman authorities closing in, the church had no conventional path to survival. The text describes the woman receiving the wings of a great eagle. In ancient apocalyptic writing, this symbol represents a divinely assisted, lightning-fast getaway. That speed was critical. Years earlier, Jesus had instructed his followers to flee the moment they saw Jerusalem surrounded by armies. That scenario materialized in 66 AD, when the Roman general Cestius Gallus arrived with his legions and successfully surrounded the city. A moment of wonder. Then, a tactical anomaly occurred. For reasons that remain debated by historians, Gallus abruptly withdrew his forces and marched away. This sudden retreat created the brief window of opportunity the Christians needed. They recognized the sign and executed a mass evacuation before the siege could resume. Revelation notes the woman fled into the wilderness, moving into the remote landscapes outside the major population centers. Historical accounts place the refugees in the city of Pella, a sanctuary located in the rugged terrain across the Jordan River. The prophecy mentions two timeframes, 1,260 days and times, and half a time. Both refer to exactly 3.5 years. This block aligns with the First Roman-Jewish War, stretching from the 66 AD siege to Jerusalem to 70 AD's destruction. While a devastating war consumed the region, the main body of the church remained hidden and nourished in its mountain sanctuary. After the escape, the dragon unleashes a backup weapon. This flood symbolizes the overwhelming mass movements and hostile armies mobilized to hunt the Christian community. The text then describes a counter-miracle. The earth opens its mouth to swallow the flood, neutralizing the threat. This symbol reflects geopolitical reality. The earth, Judea, became the focus of total conflict between Rome and Jewish rebels. These forces turned their fury on each other, and their internal war swallowed up the resources targeting the church. The church's survival was secured because its enemies became entirely consumed by their own mutual destruction. Although the collective church escaped to Pella, the underlying hostility did not vanish. It simply shifted. Revelation 12:17 describes an ominous change in strategy. Unable to reach the woman, the dragon declares war on the remnant of her seed. Historically, this refers to the scattered Jewish Christians who remained in Judea after 70 AD, living outside the protection of the sanctuary city. The conflict transformed from a centralized campaign of mass destruction into a decentralized, grueling war of attrition against isolated individuals. When the symbols are mapped to the events of the 1st century, Revelation 12 functions as a detailed historical record of ancient survival. These patterns of opposition and endurance are not limited to the ancient world. The text invites us to look for similar patterns today: how sudden refuge appears in a crisis, and how conflicts evolve when a primary goal is not achieved. Resilience requires the realization that when a threat fails to destroy its target, the nature of the war often changes rather than ends.